Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Moses B. Arthur. This video is proudly sponsored by the subscribe and like button. So make sure you have subscribed, make sure that you have liked the video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that a lot of you actually were sending me messages on. MBA, how do I build mental fortification? How do I build mental fortification? I made a post on my Twitter concerning mental fortification, and so a couple of you reached out and said, MBA, how do I master my mind? How do I build mental fortification? And so today's content, I'm going to teach you how to build mental fortification for life. It is very, very important that your mind is fortified for this thing called life. When you read the book of Job chapter 7 verse 1, it says that life is a battle, life is a war. And so the Ashantis bring it into their parlance and they say, Obrai or Kun. For you to win at the battle of life, there's a certain kind of mindset, there's a certain kind of outlook that you must have on this thing called life. And so stick and stay, grab some juice, and then just take time off and then listen to the things that I'm about to teach you. Now, when we speak about mental fortification, we're basically saying that you are grooming your mind to be able to cope with difficult situations of life. So your ability to build your mind to a certain level where it is able to cope with the very difficult situations that life throws at us. So they usually would say that when life gives you lemon, make lemonade out of it. You know, the thing and the idea or the basic concept that comes with mental fortification is so that your mind is brought to a place where no matter what life throws at you, you are brought into a certain room and into a certain space where you are able to cope with it. That is mental fortification. Now, one of the ways by which you begin to develop mental fortification is when you begin to have a growth mindset. Now, you need to understand that when we begin to speak about coping with situations, we are not necessarily saying that you are not feeling them. We are not necessarily saying that you are not seeing the situation. We are not necessarily saying that the situation isn't there. The situation is there. But what kind of mindset, what kind of approach do you tackle the situation with? This is where mental fortification comes in. And so one of the ways by which you begin to build mental fortification is for you to have a growth mindset. It is very, very, very important. Now, what does a growth mindset do? One of the things that a growth mindset does for you is that a growth mindset empowers you. A growth mindset makes you see positivity in the lemons that life throws at you. A growth mindset makes you see the positivity in the challenges that life throws at you. It is very, very important. Now, how do you build a growth mindset? How do you build a mindset that is always seeing positivity in the things that life throws at you? One of the ways by which you begin to practice a growth mindset is what I call mindfulness, or what in a different balance we're going to call meditation. And so if you have not watched my teaching on meditation, I want you to go into the channel right now, search meditation. I've taken time off to teach on meditation in one of the videos. Go and watch meditation. One of the ways you build a growth mindset is through mindfulness. When I say mindfulness basically means that you are drawing your mind into a certain room of meditation, acknowledging that the problem actually exists, but you're going to conquer and overcome. One of the things that I do to fortify my mind is that usually in meditation, there's a session in my meditation I call the what ifs of this life. And the what ifs of this life, I do it in almost every session of my meditation that has to do with practical life stuff. And so you're going to get married, and then you ask yourself questions like, so what if this marriage doesn't last forever? What if we go through a divorce in 2-3 years? Okay. What if we get married and we never have kids? What if we get married and we have kids and they die? The other day, Reverend Istudanaba was preaching and he was on fire for God, and he received a phone call and said, your children have been involved in a ghastly accident and they are dead. The what ifs of this life. What if you wake up tomorrow and mommy and daddy is no more? What is your game plan? How are you going to pull through? Are you going to cry your eyes out and cause everything that they've probably labored and toiled for to come crumbling? The what ifs of this life. if you pick my phone and you go through my what ifs meditation, I ask myself some of the hardest questions. And this leads me to teaching you guys a very profound principle about mental fortification. When you begin to ask yourself the hard questions, what your mind is doing is that your mind at that point begins to look for solutions into these hard questions and how you will cope. So when the situation of life hits you at that point, you are never taken aback. It's as though you have premeditated what you would do. And so nothing takes you by surprise. You already know what kind of action to take. You already know what kind of step to take. It is very, very important. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely important. And so if you are watching this video, I want you to take time off and today in your thoughts, just begin to run yourself through the what ifs. What if your rent is up and there's no money to pay for it? What if your landlord then comes and says, get out of this house, it's my house, go out there and hustle? What will you do? What if the business that you want to start doesn't thrive? What if the business you want to do goes well, but money becomes your God? There are so many what ifs in life to ask. And you see, the more you ask these things, you build up your mind, because your mind will then begin to look into these things critically and will begin to suggest to you what kind of solutions and answers that you are supposed to have. And so today, if you're going to meditate, go into the what ifs of this life and start asking yourself some of these things. And whatever solution or answer you get, write it down. The day it happens, go back and see if you acted that same way. But you see, what you're actually doing is that you are engineering your mind to cope with the challenges and the tough seasons that life comes with. It is very, very important. Now, one of the systems of advantages that you can introduce into your life to be able to deal with mental fortification is for you to surround yourself with mentors and people, or mentors, brothers, friends, people who you get to share in your pain and people who get to share in the challenges when you are going through them. It also helps to build your mental fortitude. So a couple of months back, a couple of issues were going on in my life and I didn't know who to talk to. I was absolutely clueless about it. And the more I thought through the thing, the more draining it was, the more I wasn't finding a solution. Then I remembered I had a mentor. So I reached out to my mentor and then I said, sir, this, that is what I'm going through. How do you think I should deal about it? A mentor has walked this path before. He's seen the things that you have seen. So he says, oh, MBA, this thing, pass by the office and let's talk. That is a support system for me. That is a system of advantage for me. So I passed by the office and he says, oh, this thing, I remember when I was 32 years, then he started narrating this and this and this and this and this and that is what happened. And this is how my mentor taught me to deal with it. And so it is the same way I am teaching you to go and deal with it. So I come back, I practice the very thing that I was taught. And it turns out that it helped me deal with my issue. So I need you to understand that one of the ways by which you build mental fortification is for you to have a good support system. Who are the people in your life? Are there people in your life who are just there and are not support systems or systems of advantages that help you pull through difficult moments and trials of this life? Then I think it's time for you to do a contact pruning. It's time for you to do a self-audit and a friendship audit. You need people who become armor bearers. You need people who will actually help you carry the cross when it gets to that point. It is very, 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 very important. And it is one of the easiest ways to build mental fortification. Trust me, life is never going to be rosy. Life is never going to be easy. There are seasons where it's going to be sweet. There are seasons when it's going to be bitter. The seasons when it's going to be bitter, you need a certain kind of mental aptitude and fortitude to be able to pull through the seasons when it's bitter. The seasons when it feels like all heaven and all hell is breaking down on you, you need a certain kind of mental fortitude to be able to pull through. Sometimes you don't even have the mental fortitude, but you need that one friend who says, bro, I see everything you're going through. I see the challenges that you're going through. I see the stress that you're going through. And I want you to know that you're in my thoughts and you're in my prayers and I'm praying for you. Sometimes you just need people like that. And then it gives you that boost to be able to see the positivity in the situation that you are going through. Let me know what you think about this content in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and share. My name is Moses B. Arthur. Love and light. Cheers, guys.